What is going on, everybody? Welcome back into TTP Sports. Phillies 2 wins in a row. They start the homestand off with a nice little 4-2 victory. The game was very quick. It was a very fast-paced game, and I like that. I like that a lot. What was it, like barely even a 2-hour game or something like that? 2-hour 10-minute, 2-hour 15-minute game or something like that. It was very quick, and it was really flying by. And sometimes you just enjoy that so you can enjoy the rest of your Friday night. Aaron Nola, I thought was really good on the mound. Yeah, he allowed 2 home runs, but put you in a position to win a ball game. Goes, 6 1/3 innings, strikes out 6, limits the damage, minimal contact, getting quick outs. Basically what Aaron Nola has been doing consistently this entire season. And yeah, another good start for him. His ERA is barely above 3. And yeah, I know a lot of people are going to judge the 2 home runs by Aaron Nola, but the offense just really, wasn't the best today. They scored on the chances that they did get, and they didn't get many chances in this game. So I guess there's something to that. Edmundo Sosa continues to be red hot. He absolutely destroyed a home run. Like, oh my God, he destroyed it. He demolished it. Went out in the Ashburn Alley. That ball was absolutely torched. It was, after Brandon Marsh drives in a run on a force out. Get a couple of hits in there. Alec Boehm with a single. Nick Castellanos with a double. Like I said, Brandon Marsh, he drives in the run. Then Edmundo Sosa on the first pitch. Ambush. Crushed. You love to see it. Aaron Nola does his thing. And then, Johan Rojas, out of all people, gets the little bit of insurance runs in that bottom of the 7th inning. And really, there was, basically no offense from there. The 2 home runs for the Cardinals were by Brandon Crawford, and he absolutely crushed that one. And then Nolan Arenado just squeaks one and hits the foul pole off of, a hanging curveball by Aaron Nola. And that was basically all your offense for both teams for this game. I guess you could say it was a pitcher's duel or something like that, or just, bad offensive performances from both sides. Anyway, I don't care. It results in a Phillies victory. It's their 40th win of the season. 40 wins. First team in Major League Baseball, the 40 wins. Gotta love it. And hey, when the offense doesn't, it's not at its best, the pitching is stepping up, the pitching is performing because the bullpen was absolutely spectacular tonight. Matt Strahm comes in relief of Aaron Nola to finish off that 7th inning. He does the job. Alvarado does the job. And Jeff Hoffman does the job. Can't ask for much more from your relievers in those situations, especially in a very close game. So, hey, they got the job done. That's all you can ask for at the end of the day. When your offense doesn't come out swinging and firing on all cylinders, you rely on your pitching. And that's exactly what happened in today's game. And I think the Phillies can afford to do that because the pitching has been so good this season. So they can afford to do that more times than not. I wouldn't be able to say that in past seasons because then you would like, oh God, here comes Craig Kimbrell. Oh God, Aaron Nola's not having a good season. Oh God, blah, 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 blah. This season, a little bit different in that standpoint. The pitching has been very, 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 very reliable. When I was at this game, I couldn't see anything for a fucking hour because the sun was in my goddamn eye. That sucked. I was barely able to even see the Edmundo Sosa home run because the goddamn sun was in my eye, and the game was going so quickly that it was basically, the game started at, 6:40? I was in my seats around 6:30 or something like that, 6:20, 6:25 or around that time frame, and, basically my seats, we were in the Hall of Fame Club, the sun was beating right down in our section. It was basically there, I would say, until halfway through this game, and exactly when this game was going by so goddamn quickly, the sun would not go away. The sun, I was like, thank fucking God, I can actually see. Like, Jesus, I was blinded. Seriously, I was wearing my hat. Like, I normally wear the hat backwards. I had to wear it like this to block the goddamn sun out of my eyes because I have an abnormally shaped goddamn head, and hats don't fucking fit me normally. So I had to wear it in a weird angle. Like, seriously, couldn't get away from the sun. Seriously, it was blinding my face. I was having a headache with the way I was wearing the hat. Wasn't enjoying myself at all. I wasn't enjoying myself because of the fucking sun. I was enjoying myself because the Phillies were winning a ball game. That was basically it. Bryson Stott made some fantastic grabs over at second base today. I forget who he robbed specifically, but he made a leaping grab, had to jump like 20, 50 feet in the air, it felt like, to make this leaping catch, and then he robs, I believe it was Gorman, I believe it was Burleson or something like that, robbed it over at second base for a ground ball. And it was funny too on the replay of that second robbery. It looked like Bryson Stott's brim was his hat brim was covering his entire eyelids, so it didn't even look like he could see it when he was throwing the ball. And I think Rob Thompson did it, or was Bryson Stott in the post game in the press conference just saying, "Nope, I couldn't see anything at all." So the fuck that he was able to make the throw somehow when he didn't even see where Bryce Harper was at first base. So that's some wicked skill right there. Bryson Stott showing off the glove. Oh boy. Sucks to see JT's hitting streak end. Bryce Harper got a couple of hits in this game. There was only 7 hits in total. It was mainly the middle and the bottom part of the lineup that was doing the damage. Kyle Schwarber, he went over 3 with a walk. JT's hitting streak ends. He goes over 4 with 2 strikeouts. Bryce goes 2 for 4 with a double and a single. Alec Bohm goes 1 for 4 and scores a run as well. Bryson Stott, he goes 0 for 3. Nick Castellanos, he goes 1 for 3 with a run scored. Brandon Marsh, 1 for 3 with an RBI. Edmundo Sosa, 1 for 3 with the absolute piss missile, 2 RBIs there. And then Johan Rojas goes 1 for 3 with a walk, an RBI in there as well. Phillies go 2 for 6 with runners in scoring position. They left 3 runners on base. And if you look at the pitching stat line for basically everyone, Aaron Nola, he was 6 1/3 innings, 3 hits allowed, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts on 96 pitches. His ERA drops to 3.03. So a really good quality start outing from Aaron Nola. I thought he was actually pretty good today, regardless of what some people want to say about the home runs that he allowed. Matt Strahm, fantastic once again, does not allow an earned run. He strikes out 1, finishing off that 7th inning on 11 pitches. Jose Alvarado, 1, 2, 3, 10 pitches, 7 strikes, and then Jeff Hoffman, 1, 2, 3, 2 strikeouts on 13 pitches. He was blowing away people with that fastball. Blew away Paul Goldschmidt. Got, I believe it was Gorman, swinging on a very nasty slider. And then they got, Nolan Arenado to fly out the right field. Always great stuff there from the bullpen. It was funny, too, with the way that the offense was swinging, because there was, like, a weird pattern for, like, I would say 4 straight innings from, like, the 3rd inning to, I believe, the bottom of the 6th or something like that. So it was, like, a weird pattern. It was always with the second hitter of the inning. So if you go to the bottom of the 3rd inning, JT Realmuto, he was the second batter of the inning. He got out on the first pitch. Bottom of the 4th inning, Nick Castellanos was the second batter of the inning. Grounded out on the first pitch. Bottom of the 5th inning, Johan Rojas was the second batter of the inning, grounded out on the first pitch. And then bottom of the 6th inning, Alec Bohm was the second batter of the inning after a Bryce Harper single, grounded out into a double play on the first pitch. So it was 4 straight innings of grounding out on the first pitch for your 2-hole hitter in that inning specifically. So that was a very weird stat. That was one of the reasons why this game was going by so quickly, because the innings just lasted so quickly. It was just quick out, quick out, quick out, quick out. There were certain situations where, a walk would happen. One of the Cardinals batters would draw a walk or something like that. They only draw 2 walks in this game, but sometimes they would make it annoying at bat, but that was really it at the end of the day. It wasn't anything too crazy. That's why this game went by and flew by so quickly. It was just like, poof, like it was nothing. And sometimes that is enjoyable. Sometimes you always like a little just above 2-hour game. Sometimes if you get into that range where maybe just under 2 hours or something like that, to where you're just at the ballpark for a very short time, then you can go out and do whatever you want to do on the rest of your Friday night. Go out to eat or something like that. Get a late dinner or something like that. Anything possible there. That's basically what I did after the game. Went over the Chickies and Pete's because it's basically right next to me. So why not? Why not in that case? But some interesting stats here that you could bring up. I think this was actually before the Edmundo Sosa home run in the bottom of the 2nd inning. So this is from Destiny Lagardo on Twitter. From Phillies Notes, since Trey Turner went on the IL on May 4th, Edmundo Sosa ranks 1st in NL players in F-WAR at a 1.3. Bryce Harper and Shohei Ohtani are not far behind at 1.2. So yeah, that shows to you how great Edmundo Sosa has been. And I'm not sure of anything else, but the Phillies, they do have, I believe, 4 pitchers in their rotation with an ERA basically below 3.10, I guess you can say. I believe Tim Kelly was the person that pointed it out, if I'm not mistaken. So if I find Tim Kelly on Twitter, Tim Kelly Sports, he writes for Phillies Nation. I think he put something in for all the Phillies starting pitchers that's been good this year. The Phillies have 4 starting pitchers with ERAs under 3.05 right now. Ranger Suarez with a 1.75, Zack Wheeler with a 2.32, Christopher Sanchez with a 2.83, and Aaron Nola with a 3.03. And then there's Taijuan Walker with his above 5 ERA or something like that, whatever it is, above 5, above 6, whatever it is. Definitely not a good ERA right there for Taijuan Walker, but what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Boy. Oh, boy. But still, great stuff as always. Nice to get a first win of the series. And then tomorrow is definitely going to be a very interesting pitching matchup. You got Ranger Suarez on the mound tomorrow going up against Sonny Gray. Sonny Gray has been very good for the St. Louis Cardinals this year. He is 7-2 with a 2.6 ERA, but Ranger Suarez has just been as good, or not, if better, mostly better than Sonny Gray this year. We all know Ranger Suarez's number, like I just said, 1.75 ERA on the season. He is coming off of his worst start of the season against Colorado, but then he also did settle in after those first 2 innings, so you take that with a grain of salt just because Ranger has been so good this year. And also, I guess you could just factor in it was Coors. So pitchers and Coors, pitchers that have to rely on their command and location and all that stuff, typically don't bode well in Coors Field. So I fully expect Ranger Suarez to bounce back tomorrow. And it's like he settled in his last start, so I'm not really going to say anything about that. But for Sonny Gray, a little bit interesting in his stat lines right here. Hasn't really gone deep in the games that much. His last game against Chicago, 5 innings, no earned runs, 8 strikeouts. He only did allow 1 hit, but he only went 5 innings, so I guess his pitch count was driven up a lot. Against the Baltimore Orioles, 5 2/3, 3 runs allowed, only 1 of those earned, 6 strikeouts. Against the Angels, 6 innings, 5 earned runs. Against the Brewers, 7 earned runs, 6 earned runs actually in 5 innings. So he is prone to blown up, but he has been actually pretty good more times than not this season for the Cardinals. If I'm just looking at his entire stat line, yeah, he was definitely really good in the month of April. He had a 1.16 ERA. In the month of May so far, he's at a 3.77. So, tomorrow will be the start of June, so we'll definitely see what happens on those terms with Sonny Gray. But yeah, Ranger Suarez, Sonny Gray is definitely shaping up to be a very good pitching matchup for tomorrow night. That is nationally televised. That is on Fox at 7:15, and then Sunday also nationally televised. It's on ESPN2. That's going to be Taijuan Walker against Lance Lynn. So I would definitely prefer to win tomorrow's game because you never know what's going to happen with Taijuan Walker on the mound, but it's definitely going to be tough because it's Sonny Gray on the mound. So definitely not expecting much from an offensive perspective, but who knows, maybe since the offense has been quiet the past couple of games, they go off against a really good pitcher. You never know. You never fucking know. So nothing is guaranteed, but it's always important to get that first win in a series to where I guess you could say the next 2 are just gimmies or something like that. You pick and choose what, you win the series with what happens there. But yeah, always, with Ranger on the mound, you have a chance to win a ball game. That's the most important stat right there. Then after the St. Louis series, you play 3 games against the Milwaukee Brewers. Rhys Hoskins is going to return to Philadelphia. He is back in the lineup for Milwaukee, so it'll be a nice homecoming for Rhys there. So you got the benefit of the pitching matchups, I guess, in that series. Wheeler and Nola are going to be in the mound in that series. Christopher Sanchez as well. And then after that Milwaukee series, you'll have 2 days off before you head out to London to play the Mets for 2 games there. And Ranger Suarez and Taijuan Walker are scheduled to pitch those 2 games in London. So we'll see what happens on that case. The Phillies don't sound like they're making any changes to the rotation for those days off for those 2 games in London. So we'll see what happens there. We'll see what happens. But you never know. You never know. You never know. You never know. But yeah, good win for the Phillies today. We do have a voicemail here on the Anytime Hotline, so we might as well get to that before we end it off here. So yeah, you can leave anything at 215-839-9885 for any future use, future streams or anything like that, but you can also utilize the YouTube live chat when we are live and streaming. It's definitely your choice and your preference. It does not matter to me. So let's go to Sean here. Let's see what he has to react to this Phillies 4-2 win.
Not much offense, but plenty of pitching and defense tonight. Always good to start off a 3-game series with a win. It puts you in position to win the series. And I would consider the next 2 games pick'em games. Suarez versus Gray is an excellent pitching matchup. And Lance Lynn and Taijuan Walker should be balls flying all around Citizens Bank Park. So it was important to get the win today in a game that you were probably favored to. You know, I read a lot on Twitter, you probably have too, Amadeo, about certain guys post about how bad our bullpen is. I don't know what they're watching. I mean, we've had some struggles, but Matt Strom has been excellent. Alvarado's been excellent. And Jeff Hoffman, for the most part, has been excellent. He took the mound tonight confident. I mean, he came right at Goldschmidt, Arenado, and Gorman. I mean, you can't ask for more from your quote-unquote closer of the day. You know, just another solid team win for the Phillies. We'll see what the Braves are doing tonight, but keep stacking wins and keep distancing yourself in the standings.
Yeah, exactly. That's all you got to do at the end of the day. Speaking of the Braves, they won against the Oakland Athletics. They beat them 4-2. And I also think the Braves lost that series against the Nationals. I believe that was a 4-game set, if I'm not mistaken, and they lost 3 of 4. So, yeah, the Braves definitely slumped in the month of May. So that definitely is something to look at right there. Yeah, it was a 4-game series. And they lost 2 straight series, actually. They lost that 3-game set to the Pirates, 2 of 3. And they lost the 4-game series to the Nationals, 3 of 4. So, we'll see what happens with this athletic series, but yeah, the Braves definitely have been slumping as of late. They're 32-23 on the year, still a very respectable record. Still very. They put themselves in a nice spot. But yeah, just in terms of the bullpen, people are going to complain about the bullpen every single day. It's people don't understand how good our bullpen actually is. I don't think they want to actually commit to saying our bullpen's actually good because they're so scared to say it just because they're scared of the heartbreak, because they're also, the PTSD of last season with Craig Kimbrell and all that stuff. Our bullpen's good. Our bullpen's good. We got 3 shutdown guys so far with Strom, Alvarado, and Hoffman. Kerkering looks like he's coming into his own. Who else can you say is in that bullpen? Seraphany did have a good month of May, so that's definitely something to look at right there. You can't really say anything else about Seraphany. He pitched good in May. He had good numbers in May. How is that going to progress for the rest of the season? I have no idea, but I'll give credit where credit is due to Seraphany. Spencer Turnbull, definitely, yeah, it's been an adjustment for the bullpen for him, but we'll see what happens in that standpoint. I do expect him to settle in at some point. And for the rest of the bullpen, who else is in there? Ruiz has definitely been a pleasant surprise since being called up to the bullpen. Definitely pitched in some important spots and got some huge outs there. Gregory Soto, it's basically a coin flip with him. It does feel like when he has a stretch of good, he does have like stretches of good outings. It's just that when he has that one bad outing, it's completely like 3, 4, 5 earned runs. He can go scoreless in like 6 straight appearances, and then that 7th appearance, he allows 3, 4 runs. So, Gregory Soto, yeah, it's definitely an adventure when he's out there on the mound, but he's been serviceable. And your bullpen's one of the better ones in baseball. Definitely one of the better ones in baseball. So, people are very afraid because there's been so many bad Phillies bullpens in the past. I'm sure people still have PTSD about the COVID-shortened season when we historically had one of the worst bullpens in Major League history because, oh my God, that bullpen was terrible. The year after in 2021, the bullpen blew so many saves. Jesus Christ. And then, 2022, the bullpen didn't start off as good, but then, eventually when Jose Alvarado came back from AAA to work on some things, the bullpen got better as the season progressed. The bullpen was very huge for you in the playoffs. Last year, I think the bullpen ran out of gas, especially with the way that we used it, especially guys like Craig Kimbrell and Jose Alvarado. I think those guys ran out of gas, and, Kerkering was in a very uncomfortable position because he was a very young guy with barely any major league experience pitching in the NLCS, NLDS, and all that stuff. So, the bullpen's good. The bullpen is good. That's where we stand. The bullpen is very good. So, bullpens are going to have their days where they don't look as good, when, Jose Alvarado gives up a home run, where Jeff Hoffman doesn't look as sharp. But these guys, more times than not, they've been very good. They've been very good. Jose Alvarado, he has a 3-point-something ERA or something like that. That ERA is inflated because of the first 2 games of the season. He's been very good ever since. Very few blips on the radar there, besides, maybe that home run he had allowed in Colorado. Jeff Hoffman, same thing. Matt Strom, same thing. Kirkring, like I said, he's been coming into his own in the bullpen, shaping into form. So I'm sure, Dave Dombrowski will add to the bullpen. I'm sure, you can never have enough bullpen arms. So that's definitely something he'll probably add to at the deadline. I wouldn't be shocked there. So it's definitely something to look out for. But the bullpen is good. The bullpen is good. I think people just have a little too much PTSD. I think that's the major reason why, or other people are just miserable. Other people are just probably miserable. That's all I can say. That's all I can think of right there. So, let them think what they want to think. Good team. Best team in baseball right now. People are going to find ways to complain. Can't do anything about it. So, yeah. Good win today, boys. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Ranger on the mound, Sonny Gray. Let's see if we can get another win the series tomorrow. So, thanks, guys, for tuning in tonight. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Don't forget to drop a like. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It does me a great deal of service. And also use the code TTPSPORTS. $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek. Great deal. Do not pass it up. Thanks, guys, once again for tuning in tonight. And I'll see you next time.